Hi there friends, and welcome to episode 1,006,006 of Not Ready to Grow Up, part of the Versus Player family. We are your regular hosts. I'm Joe.
I'm Jono.
On each episode, us two best mates, being on either side of 40, are going to invite you in on one of the million conversations we have about the nerdy things we are passionate about. In the last 3 episodes, we've been speaking about New York Toy Fair. We've looked at Lego, Nerf, Transformers, Micro Machines, G.I. Joe, and Ghostbusters.
Oh, so good.
This time, Jono, we're going to look at the Marvel Legends figures.
Yes, we are.
Jono, take us to school. What were the Marvel Legends standouts?
There was so much Marvel Legends. I actually struggled to find standouts, and I'll talk about a whole heap in a second, but this isn't a comprehensive list by any means. There's a lot I've left off. Definitely take a look online and see what's there, but I've picked some cool stuff, and hopefully you'll like what I've brought up. So let's kick it off with one of the first waves we know are going to hit the shelves this year. In fact, Zing and EB Games are already taking pre-orders in Australia.
Of course they are.
Yeah, of course they are.
They'll take a pre-order on a rumour.
You're right, they would. But funnily enough, for Marvel Legends, they've stuck to the first 2 waves. We're talking about the first wave now, which is the Abomination wave.
Yep.
And this is a really interesting wave because on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see a Captain America, an Iron Man, and a Miss Marvel, which happened to be from Mojo.
From the video game that's coming up.
Yes, the new Ubisoft game that's due out in September.
Yep.
Funnily enough, I don't like that Captain America costume.
I was going to say, I don't really like the Iron Man as much.
Yeah, I don't mind the Iron Man. Where I do like them, though, is I have some Lego sets that are clearly inspired by these uniforms, and I love them in the Lego sets. But in the Marvel Legends, they're okay, but I'm not sold. On the right-hand side, though, of Abomination, who you can see in the middle is the big ugly creature.
Yep.
And you can see all these bits coming with all the other characters. Classic Build-A-Figure. Yep. We have Captain Marvel. We have the Leader, who's a classic Hulk villain. We have Mach 1, who's one of the Thunderbolts. And we have Rage, who was an Avenger in the 90s when I was collecting the Avengers full-on. So they're a really cool mix. Yep. It's a funny mix. I mean...
It's funny that they're not all in the same kind of series or something.
No.
There's kind of...
It's almost labeled as an Avengers set, but
yep.
The Leader I wouldn't necessarily or Abomination I'd consider Avengers characters. They've interacted with the Hulk, but not the Avengers. So I'm on the fence about this one.
I got to say though, I know I was saying I didn't like the Iron Man design there as much, but I do like that the video game's got its own unique look.
I love
the
it.
Characters, little twists and things that you can tell exactly who they are.
Yeah.
From a glance, but there's a little bit different to each of them.
I agree. I really like the wave. It's just there's not enough in it to make me want to jump in and grab it. So I still think it's cool.
Yep.
And I love the packaging for the Gamerverse Marvel Legends figures, all the ones relating to video games. We'll come back to that when we see the packaging a little bit later.
Awesome. It is a nice Abomination figure too, though.
It is a nice Abomination figure.
So what do we have here, Jono? What's coming up?
So this particular wave, which my animation seems to be all over the place, but that's all right.
I'm laughing at this guy in the middle.
Okay. I don't think you ever read this.
I have no idea who that is.
So there was a storyline back in, was it the late 90s, early 2000s, called The Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
You remember that one? Yeah. Okay. So I collected it. I loved it from start to end. And these figures are all from that. Now, Sugar Man, who is the Sugar Man wave, he's the big guy in the middle. He's ugly. I don't know. I don't think I ever gave a lot of his history, but essentially he was one of Apocalypse's minions that ran this alternate world where Apocalypse ruled all. You can see Sunfire in the top left next to Wolverine, where he's missing a hand because Cyclops blew it straight off his wrist.
So Sugar Man's worthy. He's holding Mjolnir.
No, he's not. It says Sugar on the side.
Okay, then.
It's just a hammer. Again, I don't know why they gave him a hammer. It's really weird. You can see Wild Child, which was like... I think he was in the classic continuity. He belongs to Alpha Flight, but anyway, he worked with Sabretooth in the Age of Apocalypse. We've got Dark Beast, who was just evil. It was Beast, but he went evil. Jean Grey down the bottom right.
She comes with his face.
Bottom right, bottom left. No, bottom left. And then she does come with his face. The back of him and his face, you should see her packaging. She's like jammed off to the side, and he takes up all of it. It's horrible. We've got more from. We've got XMen, who was the Age of Apocalypse's version of Cable.
I don't have much to say about this one besides I really like Sugar Wave. I don't know anything about him.
Like good old Sugar Man, yeah.
Sugar Wave. Sugar Man just looks awesome. He's got arms for ears. His head is enormous. He looks hilarious. He looks like something out of a comic, exactly. I
Yeah,
love it.
exactly.
That's so cool.
There's definitely some really ugly characters in here. I really like Sunfire, and I really like Jean Grey.
Yep.
I already have a Wolverine like that from back when Toy Biz was doing Marvel Legends. So, and Morph, I'd kind of like an X-Men, but not enough to collect the wave. So I'm skipping this one. But let's talk about what's coming up. So we know those two are coming out straight away, but what's coming up on screen right now, we don't have release dates or how they're mixed together, what waves they're in. So this is a list of all the figures, or at least some of them, that are coming out after those first two waves that we've already talked about that are available for pre-order. You can already see on screen a lot of X-Men characters. In fact, a lot of these waves seem to be all X-Men themed. We've got Juggernaut's friend up at the top left-hand corner, what's his name, Black Tom, with the Deadpool next to him from X-Force, if I remember rightly. Maverick from the 90s, I think he's popped up since. Sunspot, Warpath, and then Strong Guy, who we've been told is a Build-A-Figure.
Okay. So we can expect him to be bigger than the others? Is that generally how they work?
Yeah. Build-A-Figures aren't always bigger than the other characters, but in the case of Strong Guy, he's meant to tower over the others, so he probably will.
Cool.
Which also works with the characters on the next line down, because the first one on the left is Apocalypse from the Age of Apocalypse. He could be an exclusive for, like a retailer exclusive, to tie into that Age of Apocalypse line we saw before. We'll wait and see.
I like he's holding a skull in his
He's
hand.
holding a skull, which is a
awesome.
really cool piece.
That'd be so cool if the skull goes on figures as well, like if it's got an attachment for that.
That would be nice. Next to him is Storm in a black costume. Now, there was some Marvel Legends released last year that had cards designed to look like the old Toy Biz X-Men releases.
Yep.
And Storm was on that. This is a repaint of that figure. So again, another retailer exclusive, along with Rogue next to it. Apparently is a retail exclusive, but I don't know where she comes from.
She looks awesome though.
She does. The three at the end from another wave coming along, really cool, is Old Man Logan.
Yeah, that's the standout for me.
Next to Old Man Hawkeye, which is one of the standouts for me. And apparently the Build-A-Figure for the part of that range, which is Nimrod. He's a Sentinel from the future, highly advanced. I like him, so I really like that bottom row.
He really stands out compared to the others too. Like
and
a
he's big.
look.
He's big.
Yeah.
So really cool. But that's not all the future ones that they've announced. There's more. So if we look at the next page, along the bottom row here, we've got a whole heap of figures that are based off the movies.
Yep.
Off the X-Men movies. The really cool thing is I've left one or two out, but
that's not Deadpool from the X-Men movies. That's Deadpool from Deadpool movie.
Yeah, well, that's true. Hey, Fox considers them all part of the X-Men universe. Yep. Now that's Disney anyway.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's Ryan Reynolds Deadpool.
That's very
next
cool.
to Josh Brolin Cable, with Hugh Jackman Wolverine at the end. We've got Domino and what was her name?
Megasonic Teenage Warhead, something like that.
That's right, which is a really cool figure. And then at the end we've got Patrick Stewart, Professor X. But I've shown you the alternate look. The head pops off. He actually comes packaged as from First Class X-Men. What's his name?
Man, I'm having a drawing a blank right now. James McAvoy. We got there.
So it's James McAvoy, Professor X, but he comes with Patrick Stewart head as well.
That is awesome.
But the figure that I left off is Magneto, again with the two heads.
Very cool.
One with Ian McKellen and the other one with...
the guy you met.
Michael Fassbender, thank you. Didn't actually meet him. Inside joke, people. Listen to Versus Player and you'll get it. Maybe. I think we've talked about it. We have. Along the top, though, you can see a whole heap of Spider-Man figures. Well, 3, actually.
Very old school looking.
Yeah, so it's the 90s packaging. Again, we talked about this in the earlier videos. There's a lot of retro being brought back.
It's smart. They know that we've got the money.
Exactly. And they've already done X-Men.
Or don't.
Well, there's that.
We try, though.
Yeah, well, we spend enough, that's for sure. They've already done X-Men, and they did, prior to X-Men, Marvel superheroes in the Toy Biz style packaging. They've done the same with Spider-Man, bringing back Spidey, Peter Parker with an alternate head that has the Spider-Man face down one side as if he's getting a spider sense warning.
Oh, cool.
And we've got Gwen Stacy looking just like the 90s cartoon, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So one more list of Marvel Legends I'd like to show you. Like I said, this isn't a complete list by any stretch, but these are some of the ones that really stood out to me. And this is some of the store and retailer exclusives that are coming.
And this is the packaging you were mentioning before. So which is the Gamerverse? Obviously,
the one that says Gamerverse, yeah. So you got Iron Man in a space armor, which is one of the skins from the Ubisoft Avengers game that's coming up that you can get as a pre-order bonus or as an unlockable. I'm not sure which.
I wonder if they'll put that code in that packaging as well. That'd be smart of them.
I actually think it's there's a big deluxe edition of the Avengers where it comes with all these extra bits, and one of the extra bits is different uniforms for all the characters in game. I'm pretty sure it might be that. Okay. So I don't think you'll get a code, but that would be nice. We can see Thunderbolt Ross, Red Hulk at the top, which is really cool. They seem to be doing a couple of big scale characters in that single release figure without it being part of a wave. So there's a Venom coming like that that's already pre-ordered, ready for stores. So we're getting Hulk the same way. Nice. You can see an alternate Wolverine to the Hugh Jackman one we saw previously. Again, another retailer exclusive with bone claws as well as normal claws. We can see Iron Man 2020, which is way back in the 80s. We thought 2020 was a long time away.
It was.
How
did we get here?
Yeah, who knows? And he's wearing 60s Iron Man armor that Tony Stark had. This is his nephew, Arno Stark. There's a comic that actually ties into this year that they've released because they've gone, hey, it's 2020. We should probably do something with it. And then we've got 2 Black Widow figures. So the Black Widow in white is definitely tied to the movie.
Yep.
And the Black Widow in grey is from the 80s and the 90s. It was when I was collecting the Avengers, and she was definitely the chairman of the Avengers around these times. I really like that figure. I can't wait.
That is such an 80s, 90s look with the collar and just the... Yeah,
and the leather jacket that she's wearing.
I really like that too.
I've not seen a picture yet that shows whether there's an Avengers patch on the leather jacket, because for a while there, it was there.
Yep.
If it's not, I won't be cut. But the jetpack that's in the box has the S.H.I.E.L.D. logo on the back.
Nice.
Because she was working for S.H.I.E.L.D. at the time as well. Very cool. Some really cool figures.
Jono, of all of the Marvel Legends we've just had a quick look over, what's the big standout for you? Do you have a favourite? Can you say a favourite?
For nostalgia and because I was collecting the Avengers and I'm a big Avengers fan, it's actually the Black Widow on this last page.
Cool.
So I really like that grey uniform Black Widow, but there's so many cool ones in there. Yeah. Thankfully, I don't collect Marvel Legends like I used to. I used to collect whole waves.
Yep.
So thankfully, nothing that's really made me go, oh, I need to get all of that. Thank God.
No, there's lots of cool ones in there. For me, it was the Old Man Logan.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Well, thanks, Jono. And we hope you join us for the last of our New York Toy Fair 2020 episodes next time.
Your favourite.
Where we're going to have a look at, all the Star Wars toys revealed. Thanks for watching. And until next time, stay young at heart.